Fearless is the story of Adam Brown, and he's really the prodigal son meets SEAL Team 6. He's a kid who rose up from crack addiction, jail, turned his life around, and rose to the top tier of the U.S. military, SEAL Team 6. And it's a story of inspiration. It's a story that inspires any walk of life to rise above their darkest hour, to find whatever you need inside, that strength. For Adam, it was faith. He was a man of God. He found God in jail. But he wanted to inspire people to be able to reach that high point in their life, even if they're at rock bottom. Just a month after the book came out, it hit the New York Times bestseller list. We were getting a lot of emails, people who were inspired by Adam's story. And I got just a random email one day of somebody named Mark Dowdy, and I didn't know who he was. And he said, I was so inspired by Adam's story, and I would love to honor the family and Adam in song. What I do, I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter. And after some time, I gave him the opportunity. I said, yeah, go for it.
Recently, I've been working on a wonderful project that I know I didn't stumble across this. I know that God pointed me in that direction. I read a book called Fearless, and after reading that book, I decided that I wanted to write a song about the book based on the story of Adam Brown.
He's one of these people who was inspired by Adam, and he has his own story. Mark has his own story. He had his own connection. Some people's connection with Adam was overcoming addiction. Some were medical issues. Some were just their own personal goals in business and in life. But for Mark Dowdy, they had a connection with their vision. They both had lost their right eye and had near blindness situations throughout their life where they had to overcome and they had to do things that other people said they can't.
When I read about what happened to Adam Brown's eye in the book and how he'd lost the vision in that eye, I felt his push through that because I had my own push through it, because at some point you have to just live life and you got to do it, and you can't let that slow you down.
Second chance, his hope renewed. Now he's fighting for the red, white, and blue.
What was it about Adam's story that captivated you and said, this ought to be a book?
He always put others before himself. And his stories, that goes all the way back to when he was a little kid. And he rose all the way to the top tier, to the tip of the spear, SEAL Team 6. His story, again, it's a gift.
The book and the song are our focus as we continue.
The book is Fearless, and it's the undaunted courage and ultimate sacrifice of Navy SEAL Team 6 operator Adam Brown by Eric Blehm. And Eric's in studio too. Eric, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, now let's talk a little bit of music. A lot of times we'll talk about a book or we'll talk about a song. Rarely do we have the two together, and this has been kind of a nice collaboration between you two.
Song-wise, I want them to be encouraged, to understand that just like Adam understood and just like I've understood my whole life, if people tell you you can't do something or you shouldn't do something or don't try to do something, it's not a place to give up. That's the place where you push harder, you push through it, and you make that your goal to live fearless. Fearless to me is strength. Fearless to me is every time you do something, you get stronger doing it.
When somebody reads Fearless, I hope that they can take a look at their life and strive to be a better person, a better husband, wife, American, Christian, whatever it is that defines who you are. And by reading Adam Brown's story, you can realize you can be at rock bottom and you can still rise above, higher than you can imagine. And that's really what Adam Brown did. He inspired others by his actions. He's just an inspiration at so many levels. He inspired people. I mean, he was a warrior, he was a Navy SEAL. But I've gotten emails from people, housewives, who were inspired by reading the book and saying, I'm going to leave my abusive husband. Finally had the guts to do so. I think really what I want people to come away from reading Fearless is, no matter how deep of a hole you're in, you can dig deep and claw your way out of it, and you can rise above.
You can live fearless.